Alright, it's no longer news that Samsung launched 3 new devices and 2 new smart wearables. But in this video, I'm going to be paying more attention to the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8. I feel like a lot of people just skip the entire unboxing process now and just dive right into talking a lot about specs and everything. So in this video, I want to give you that somewhat experience for you to feel how it will be if you just got this device yourself, then you're unboxing it, everything that comes in the box, and then we can talk a little bit about some of the first impressions about this device. Now, for context, Samsung did send me this device, but they did not pay me for it. In fact, it's actually a loaner, which means I will have to return it back to Samsung. But I will tell you everything I have to say about these particular devices, all unfiltered, everything you need to know from an honest point of view. And finally, at the end of this, you'll be able to know what comes in the box, the different options we have, and most importantly, what we both feel like about the phone within the very few first seconds. So let's get right into the unboxing. When you get your device, this is exactly how it comes. It comes in this beautiful black box, and then you can feel some embroidery around it. And what it shows is that Samsung really did put a lot of thought into packaging of this particular device. For reference, this is the Galaxy Z Fold 8. And once you're touching over here, you'll feel some kind of bumps. That's an indicator to the camera bump, and the divider aspect that shows you the side of which is the screen and which is the back, and also you can instantly notice that passport aspect ratio. Now once you flip it to the back, these are where you're going to tear the strips off. I already had to do that to confirm and send the number to Samsung when I got it, but this is where the strips would be, so you can just take that off during your unboxing experience. You're not really missing anything much there. I've done thousands of unboxing, and at this point it just feels really the same. But now once you lift that device up, first at the back of it, you see the hole cut out for the camera bump, and then you find this whole set of books in there. Now these books come with different manuals, but what I love is it comes with a USB-C cable, and then it also has the manuals that you can read if you're having issues with the device. This just gives you a basic manual setting on where to insert your SIM. Then finally, you do get a SIM ejector tool. So if you're still using a physical SIM, I love the fact that Samsung still keeps this here. You can use the SIM ejector tool if you're using a physical SIM to eject your SIM and swap it into your new device. But if you're using an eSIM, you can just transfer that. And this is everything inside this particular box of information. Now, if we take this out and we focus on the main device itself, you're going to be greeted with that beautiful lavender color. Now, for reference, this year it comes in 3 different colors. We have the lavender, the graphite, and the cream. The one I got is the lavender, which for me, I feel is this year's hero color and would be the best. So to take it out, you're going to see a little flap all over here. Once you pull that, it will leave the entire device, so you don't have to struggle to get this out. In order to not damage it, just lift it up. You do get the device out, and it's protected by this black covering. I'm going to just drop this down for now. Let's be through with the box. You do get some stickers in the box, and that seems to be everything inside the box. Now, coming back to the device, all you need to do is now lift this up, and you're exposed to that beautiful main display. Now the main display is a 7.6 inch, and this goes for 1 to 120 Hertz, and it is also a dynamic AMOLED 2X. When you flip over to the back, there is also another covering there that you need to get rid of. So on the side, you pull it up and open up the covering, and then you're exposed to that beautiful camera at the back. Now for reference, the cover display is a 5.5 inch, and it goes to 1972 by 1248 Full HD Plus. It is also dynamic AMOLED 2X, and this screen here is the Corning Gorilla Glass Ceramic 3. So this is a really good screen, and it's going to be protected from most of the crashes and fall, but I do advise you not to do that to your device. Now if we look over at the back, you're going to see the rear camera. This year they gave us only 2 cameras, and you have that 50 megapixel ultra wide, and you have the 50 megapixel wide camera. For the ultra wide, it is f1.9, and for the wide it is f1.8 stop, which means if you're going to be using this for those background blurs in video, it's going to give you a good f-stop, and it can allow lots of light to come in. On the sides here, you also have the volume rockers for volume, and then you have your power button to either turn on or off the power source of your device. I can visibly see some antenna rockers here, which is a good indicator for cellular and 5G networks. So I have a feeling this device will not struggle with that at all. If you come over to the top, you're going to see the SIM ejector tool. This is where you're going to insert your SIM card. And also there is a speaker right here at the top to help you give you that kind of bass full sound that you really love to hear. But let's take a little bit and flip it over to the bottom where you have that USB-C port, and then you have another speaker right there. This is IP48 water resistance, and it also has a fingerprint scanner on the side here, which is also here, a fingerprint scanner, and it has facial recognition. Once we open it up inside, the front camera here is a 10 megapixel main, and also there's another camera here which is also 10 megapixel. Now the camera both here and inside are both f2.2 main camera, and I believe when I test it and do more findings and review, I'll be able to tell you how good the picture quality is. For the fast charging, it has 45 watt fast charging at 2.0, and it also supports wireless charging at 20 watt wireless charging. So this will be fast enough for wireless charging. The wireless charging is already slow, but what I love is that this will also support wireless power share. Speaking of wireless charging and power, the battery that comes with the Z Fold 8 is a 48 milliampere battery. It's a little bit smaller than that of the Ultra, but for the form and size, I'm not expecting it to be bigger than that part. For storage, it is 256 gigabytes, 512, and also the 1 terabyte. Now for micro SD, it is non-expandable, meaning you can add a micro SD anywhere in this particular device. And for processor, it has the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 for Galaxy, which is one of Samsung's best and brightest processor for this year. It is also an octa-core processor for those who did not know. Now I'm just going to power this device up so we can see how the internal looks. And now we have that beautiful welcome screen. I love how this screen is looking. I love the animation, and I love everything that you need to get started with this phone. To power it up, obviously you just go through the start, you accept the conditions you need to accept if you want to accept all. Once you do that, you can then set it up with another device. Even if it's an Apple or an iPhone device, you can just click here to set it up, or an Android device, or set it up manually. If I decide to click the iPhone or an iPad, it's going to explain to you how to get that set up. So you need to do that, and then you can scan this. One thing I'll say a lot of people are not talking about is that previously you needed to download an app on the Apple device for you to transfer your footage. But with this, I don't know if it's a software update or it's just particular to this device, you don't need that anymore. Once you scan it, your download is going to start almost immediately. And you can see that beautiful screen nit brightness. And just for dimensions for this, when it's folded, this phone is about 123.9 by 819 times 9.7. If those data mean anything to you, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know, it's totally fine. And when it's unfolded, it's about 123.9 by 161.4 by 45 millimeters. Now, what you should know that is the most important out of all of that is the weight. This weighs 201 grams. So compared to the Fold 9 Ultra, that would be 215 grams. Just some specs for you to know. And when we are talking about pricing, for pricing here in Canada, the Z Fold 8 starts at $2,399. That's for the 256 gig. The 512 gig is about 2,679, and then the 1 terabyte is about 3,239. So it also depends on where you're getting it from, but those are just some of the numbers that are being thrown out there when it comes to price of these different devices. The final part I would like you to notice about your first experience with it is you should take a look at the crease. When it's opened up, there is no sign of the crease, which is a huge improvement. Though when you bend it in, obviously as expected, you can notice something there, but the hinge is also way much better. I love how this really feels comfortable in your hand. It's really good, 201 grams. I really do love how it's looking. I just hope it wouldn't disappoint me when I start testing this to see if everything Samsung has told us is exactly as they claim it to be. I will start daily driving this device, and if you'd like to see more in-depth review about the Samsung Galaxy Fold 8, do make sure to leave that comment, ask your question in the comment sections, because the next set of reviews will be a little bit more technical when we've tested all the specs Samsung has put on paper to see if they translate in real life, to know if you're actually getting value for your money. Thanks so much for supporting this channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you when the next video is out in a minute. Peace.